Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Tesla stock, it's up over 5%, so massive rally right here on Tesla, and you can see how strong of a support this 240 was. And from there, we got there on actually Friday, and from there, guys, even on Friday, this thing was closing near 240, and look at the bounce today, all the way back up to 251.51. So basically, if you look at my screen, these two moving averages, blue line and orange line, holding into closing, and that is looking extremely bullish going into that earning tomorrow night. Now, if this thing can hold tomorrow right here, I would say 251 to 252. The next stop again 258, and over that you're going to see a move up to 265, 271, and from there this thing can go up to even 300. So watch out. Tesla might actually make a big move tomorrow night, and I'm really waiting to see what the earnings are on Tesla. Now to the downside, let's talk about downside. We do have strong support below 251, 252, right down here at 240, and underneath that level we have this gap right here at 231.30 right here. That's gonna be also a strong support, but if that gives up tomorrow night, especially with earnings, then watch out, we might be coming back all the way down to 212 to 213 to close this gap. And we do have strong support also down here at 213 to 212 after filling this gap all the way down here. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here on X, is totally free, and you can always ask me a question if you have right here on X. And here's some fantastic day trades from today. First one, we actually shorted triple Q, gapped up I think over 1%, $7-8. This thing was up early in the morning, shorted, getting 476 puts, and this one also came down, had a really nice profit early in the morning. And then we actually got into Dow Jones ETF DIA, and this one I actually got in just past 10 o'clock, and you can see this thing pretty much going in the money. 405 calls, also took profit and got out. So all these trade ideas, and especially if you want to support the channel and you are really serious about trading, then check out my link down below in the description for Patreon. On Microsoft, it's up 1.33%, so Microsoft again getting a big bounce. And now if you look at my screen, pretty much trying to hold 443. We got up to almost 445, almost getting closer to this gap, like I said before, and closing this gap, but not quite there today. So Microsoft, we do have resistance, and now I would say support here because it's closing really close to 443. Now we cannot reclaim 443, then you're not going to see continuation to the upside. In that case, watch out for a move down to 50-day moving average, and that is sitting at 438 almost right here. Below 438, we do have strong support down here, and that's going to be around 433. And underneath that level, you're going to see a lot more selling on Microsoft. Now, if this thing can actually hold 443, in that case, watch out for this gap on top, 446.66, and over that level, you're going to see Microsoft going up to 451. And if we can actually clear and hold 451, definitely we're going back up to all-time highs again. On Apple stock, it's absolutely flat on the day. Now, what's happening here on Apple stock? This thing is just bouncing back and forth. And let me show you guys what's happening exactly. Look at this rising 20-day moving average sitting at 223. It's holding, right? Also on top, we do have resistance right here at 227. And why? We got a negative sloping 5-day moving average, this blue line, and this is where this thing getting a rejection. So until one side breaks, you're not going to see a big move on Apple. If this thing breaks and holds anywhere from 227 to 228, these two moving averages, easily you're going to see a move up to 230, and then this gap 232.33. Now also, Apple breaks under 20-day moving average 223. In that case, you're going to find a higher low, possibly here, close to this gap 221.55, maybe even close the gap we do have previous all-time highs right here at 220. So anywhere below 223, watch out for a level right here, this gap, and also 220 as a support, and possibly a bounce from here can take Apple back up to this gap, 232.33. Until then, watch for one of these levels to break, especially to the upside 227 to 228, and to the downside 223, rising 20-day moving average. On Amazon, stock is down 0.32%, so Amazon was up early in the morning, and you can see a clear rejection at 185, pretty much exactly at 185, and now trading at 182.55, and there is no support here, guys. I mean, this thing can come down easily down to 180, and that's gonna be the next critical level here on Amazon, and underneath that level you're going to see more flush down to 173. Now keep that in mind, we do have earnings coming out early as next week right here on Amazon. Now Amazon breaks and holds 185. In that case, watch out for more upside, possibly continuation up to negative sloping 5-day moving average 186, 187.56, 50 SMA, and then a move up to even 190. Over 190, Amazon can move even higher up to this gap, 192.24. So Amazon has been selling off for last maybe almost 2 weeks now. Anytime we could see a bounce on Amazon, that's for sure. And we saw that we actually played calls on Amazon. You guys saw that play last week. And now it's kind of struggling, but until we take out this candle, and especially bottom of this candle, definitely do not count Amazon out. We can definitely, make a move and possibly set up a lower high somewhere here, maybe 190 up to even this gap, 192.24 before earnings. And right here, I mean, as long as Amazon holding 180, I would say Amazon can actually bounce, at least a dead cat bounce up to 187.56 up to 190, and maybe even up to this gap before earnings, 192.24. On Google, stock is up 2.21%, so we do have earnings coming out from Google tomorrow night, and that's going to be a big event for Google stock and also for Nasdaq 100. So here on Google, guys, I mean, it was a look below and fail. It actually held this support right here, and looks like we're going back up, and now trading over 5-day moving average, which is sitting right here at 182. So there is support at 182, 180, and then 176 on Google stock. With earnings tomorrow, if this thing can actually clear 185 to 186, these two moving averages, then definitely Google going back up to all-time highs, and that would be coming all the way back up to 193 again. So earnings can play a big role, and that is why I'm not making any big prediction here on Google stock. We'll see how that goes tomorrow night. On Meta, it's up 2.23%, so Meta got up to 492, and look at this move, guys. We talked about it before in my video, especially the one I made over the weekend, that watch out for a move up to 490, maybe even up to 50 SMA right here, 492, and what happened? We actually got up to 490, got up to 492, and also we got rejection there and came back, and now trading at 487.40, but still up on the day, and we do have earnings coming out, I think, next week from Meta. So now, Meta can actually stay above 490, then watch out for a breakout over 492, and if that happens, this thing can push higher up to 500, 505, and then this gap 508.37. Now Meta right now is trading under 490, so if this thing stays under 490, this could be a lower high here, and if that happens, watch out for a dump off back down to 5-day moving average 478. And soon as that gives up, Meta coming all the way back down to 470, 464, and then 452. On AMD, it's up 2.83%, so finally AMD going right back up, and looks like we do have earnings coming out from AMD, and it's not too far next week. So AMD now, you can see it actually went back up, especially over this support 153, and now from there AMD can actually make a move back up to 160 to this 5-day moving average, and possibly up to 164 before they come out with earnings. We definitely saw a big rotation going back into semis again today, and some of the other names, they were up last week, especially energy, it came off. So we might see semi running, next few days. And AMD, if this is actually a dead cat bounce, I would say AMD possibly will go up to 160, 164, and then we'll get a rejection, and this thing can come back really hard. So AMD definitely not out of the woods yet until this thing clears 160, and then this big level 164. Now to the downside, we do have support now at 153, and just under that we also have support at 148 and then 145.66 lower Bollinger Band on this daily time frame. So Netflix also going up 2.24%, and I actually took some calls last week and sold out today right here at 650. And you can see we got a rejection from this 50-day moving average, and as soon as I saw that it was getting rejection off of this red line 652, I actually got out, and now it's trading at 647, but also it's above 5-day moving average, which is sitting at 645. So there will be support on Netflix at 645 and then 630. Now if this thing can clear red line 50 SMA 652.84, you're going to see continuation up to 664 to 666 to retest negative sloping 20-day moving average, and over that, especially over this candle's high right here, guys, right here, 679 to 680. If that happens at some point, they actually had good earnings, you're going to see explosion again back up to 700 on Netflix. So this one, even though it's not looking that good, especially with these moving averages rolling over, I would say if this thing can clear the first level right here, 664 to 666, these two moving averages, from there this thing can go up to this high right here around 679 to 680, and over that level definitely extremely bullish. You're going to see 700. Now if this thing takes out and makes a new low, gets under 630, then in that case you're going to see more dump off, possibly down here 623 to 624, and below that level you're going to see more selling down to 604. On Nvidia stock, it's up almost 5%. So just like I said in my video over the weekend, that do not count Nvidia out yet, because this thing is holding 118 until this support level actually gives up. Then you can think more downside on Nvidia, and you can clearly see this thing got a bounce again today. As a matter of fact, gapped up, came back, and now especially it's holding this trend line, which is sitting at 122, and now it's trading at almost 124. So Nvidia, I think early as tomorrow, might go up to this gap near 125, and Nvidia can clear that, then watch out for the resistance at 126. And soon as Nvidia clears 125, this gap and this resistance at 126, it's heading higher back up to 130. Now if this is actually a dead cat bounce and this thing comes right back and takes out 118 critical support, then you're going to see a lot more dump off on Nvidia all the way down to 107. And then we can talk about even more downside if this thing gets under 118. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And one more thing, guys, 100 plus likes on this video. Last one barely got 100. So I would really appreciate it. And looks like when I don't ask for it, I don't get it. And when I ask for it, I get over 150. So please, hit the like button, and that's the only way you can actually help this channel grow. Thank you so much for watching, guys.